let's dive in. And you know on the show we like to say we're talking about what you're talking about, so time to spill some tea. Are we ready? Okay. Well, turns out today there's a lot of lingering questions over what Prince Harry and Meghan's spokesperson calls a near catastrophic car chase. At the hands of what they call highly aggressive paparazzi. So they say this all went down after the two attended a gala in Manhattan on Tuesday night. Now, according to the NYPD, there were, quote, no injuries, collisions, or arrests, but that numerous photographers did make transportation challenging after the alleged chase. The couple made their getaway. Yeah, that's what the police are saying. They made a getaway in a taxi, and then the driver of that cab says he never felt like he was in danger. So it's kind of turning into like a two-sided story. Like, you throw a word, Lainey, like catastrophic around, and people are like, oh my gosh, what happened? And now other people are like, no, it was just a kind of, it wasn't great, but it wouldn't say catastrophic. So what's the story here?
So I think that we have to start before the car situation, just for a little bit of context. So Meghan was in New York to receive an award for her work in female advocacy. And so there were lots of fans and lots of reporters, among them British tabloid reporters. So what happened when they were leaving the event and the photographers were surrounding them is that there was someone who reportedly works for the British tabloids who don't get along with Meghan and Harry, screaming at Meghan, and specifically he screamed, how does it feel that you ruined two families? Yeah. Okay? Not a great question. Anybody would be upset. Then they get into the car, and now the pursuit happens, right? Now the paparazzi are following them because, of course, they want that photo. They've already yelled that thing at her. Now they want the photo of her going like, or whatever, so that they can publish any photo of them looking a certain way and us coming to a conclusion, just like we did with Ben and J-Lo last week, right? And so...
and also, it's the first time we've seen her since the coronation.
Yes. That's right.
Right.
So I just wanted to lay down all of that context so that people understand what this was about, what's at stake, who wants the photos, what kind of photos are they trying to get, and also they were trying to follow them to where they were staying. So part of the chase involved Meghan and Harry's people trying to elude the photographers so that they wouldn't find out where they would be and start hounding them the next morning, the next afternoon.
Yeah.
So does it justify, I mean, it sounds like there's two sides to this story?
And I'm so glad that we got that context, because I feel like when I saw these headlines yesterday, you see the word catastrophic and you think, okay, like physical harm or what happened? And then it becomes a he said, she said sort of situation. I don't think it should be a he said, like paparazzi are dangerous. They are historically dangerous. This is a family that has been affected by historically dangerous paparazzi. So I think the bigger conversation that we should be having, because admittedly, I get a little nervous when they're in the headlines about being like, what's actually happening here? I know there's been a lot up and down, the roller coaster of them. So I was a little skeptical at first, but hearing that context helps, because this is messy, this is dangerous, and Harry is the son of, of Princess Di. Like, I think we should be more careful with celebrities, especially with paparazzis and Harry.
Totally agree with you. At first I was like, oh, that's an interesting discrepancy. Like, how do you do a high-speed chase in downtown New York? Like, there's all of these things that were really, and then I was like, but at the end of the day, does it really matter? No, I think you're right. The bigger story here is like, how do we treat people with dignity? Even people in Hollywood who we understand that there's some level of you're not gonna get the same level of privacy as a private person does, but that doesn't mean that you get to harm people, that you get to make people feel uncomfortable, violate boundaries. I do love, thank you. I do love, though, I'll say, I haven't seen a single photo in the media from them in that actual chase. So there are some people who are refusing to show those images because of the way they've been attained.
I will say the reason Harry and Meghan released that statement is because the British tabloids used some of those photos, then they released the statement, and then miraculously the British tabloids pulled down those photos.
So historically, we know that Harry and Meghan have been very busy suing UK newspapers and for this kind kind of behavior. And there was a photo that I saw on TikTok, and Harry was in the back of the taxi, the getaway taxi, and he was recording the paparazzi. Oh. So in my mind, I said, okay, if Go-Go Gadget, you know, like Investigator Mel hat goes on, what's he doing? And I said, he's gonna probably launch another lawsuit.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to set these boundaries where he understands that they are public people. Yes. There is a lot of interest. That's what the photographers and journalists would say that justifies that behavior. Nothing dangerous. But then he's going to turn around and say, yeah, but within a limit. Mm-hmm. So I want to see that footage. Like, I just need to see, what's he recording? Who's he going to sue?
Yes.
You know, and the whole time she realizes she's being photographed for that reason. Because I don't know if you noticed, people were like, well, she looked very happy. She was in the back of the taxi sitting like this. Mm-hmm. And I think she realized, I am not going to give them what they want.
Yeah. They're going to spin it either way, right? Like, it doesn't matter what she does. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter.
Thanks for watching. We've got lots more discussion and debates on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. Don't forget to click like and subscribe.